Experience the University of Northwestern Ohio College of Technologies.
With these kids getting hands-on experience at the racetrack, racing against some of the best drivers and best mechanics in America, I don't know how you get a more valuable education than that.
The professional computer company Modified's on the track right now. Watch out, hold on to your hats. Frankie Luchini starting on the pole. Roediger, Ron Perrine Jr. in your top three. Stan Smith, Steve Ott, Tony Anderson, Shane O'Connor, Casey Ludicky, and Zach Schrader, your top 12. Looking farther back in the field, Todd Sherman, not good for his championship hopes. He's got to come a long way to the front. Brian Post, Lenny Guyton, Ryan Ordway, Josh Scott, and Brent Hull, the top 18. And your last two starters, Justin Coulter and Kelly Bowlby. All right, we're getting them lined up. They're getting ready to roll out of 3 and 4. We are under green. Frankie Luchini out to an early lead. Can he hold the lead? We'll find out. Mike Roediger follows him around on the high side. Looks like Ron Perrine Jr. going to drop in third. Terry Hall, what do you expect? He's down on the low side. Snatches third away from Perrine. Tries to make it work around Roediger. Man, what a shot. I have loved this shot since we placed it last year. We use it almost every week. I think we do have it every week, as a matter of fact. And, man, just so neat to see those cars going by. It gives you a sense of speed. You know, they don't look like they're going very fast right there. You know, okay, they're zipping around the track. But when you have that perspective of how fast they come into your view and go by, yeah, they're going fast and things happen fast on a tight quarter-mile bull ring. Like Lime Land Motorsports Park. We are under a yellow, and that would be for the 4 car. I'm guessing Mike Chrisman. Hard to tell there. Could barely see it, but nah, probably Justin Coulter. I didn't see Mike Chrisman in the lineup. So that is a Pierce chassis. That's all we know about Justin Coulter. But what we do know for sure is the green flag is waving in John Burden's hand. And Frankie Luchini has driven himself out to a quick early lead. But Terry Hall says, not so fast, Mr. Luchini. I like running the low side, which is fine with Frankie because he likes running the high side. And this is one of those classic battles. You got grizzled veterans. You got a guy that loves to run the low side and sets his car up accordingly. That's Terry Hall. You got a guy that absolutely makes a living on the high side, and that would be Frankie Luchini. And when do they come together and see each other? Well, down in the corners. They don't, but when they get to the straightaway, they come together side by side down the straightaways, and this is going to be a fun battle to watch shake out. A little farther back, that is Zach Schrader in the 55 car. Just ahead of him, it looks like the 22 of Andy Bibler. It's cool seeing Andy Bibler back at the track this year. Frankie Luchini, we didn't get a chance to see it, but he has been disposed of by Mr. Hull, and Terry Hull is now stretched out about a 5-car length lead on Frankie Luchini as we slowly work our way halfway through this 20-lap feature for the professional computer company Modifieds. There's Lenny Guyton running up on the outside of Brian Post, just in front of them. Could tell, look like Stan Smith. That would be Stan Smith in the 21S. Stan out of Wapakoneta, Ohio. Smith Power in a laser chassis. Smith Engineering, Smith Millwright Race Parts, Wayne Street Bar and Grill. Part of the folks helping out. Stan Smith. Cross flags being shown from Mr. Burden. I don't know if you caught that in the bottom of your picture there, but a yellow flag crossed with a green flag means VR halfway through the race. Terry Hull kind of stinking to show up now. He has really put some distance on Frankie Luchini. Luchini has about a 4 or 5 car length lead over Roediger, so pretty much status quo up at the front. So we'll drift on back. Our cameramen pretty adept at determining where the action is. How many times have they caught a wreck or an altercation, if we may say. on Dirt Mania that we were able to bring to you, well, an awful lot. We're watching some great racing now. You got Tony Anderson zipping around the high side on the 74. Lenny Guyton, 21 Stan Smith, trying to figure out where these two guys are going to go so he can not go there. And Terry Hall starting to catch up to the tail end. Could be into some lapping action here if we don't have a yellow pretty quick. Terry Hall, last year's track champion, has had a pretty firm grip on the championship all year long. Todd Sherman now. Hard to tell what spot he's in, but I'd say anywhere from 5th to 10th. Yeah, I just think that's a fair statement. So Sherman not coming forward very fast. Pretty sure that's a new car, and they're trying to shake out the bugs and deal with it. Kind of interesting that Todd Sherman would roll out a brand new car with just a few races left in the championship battle. It's almost as if it's a concession because, you know, you roll out a new car, there's any number of things that could go wrong in the respect of, whoa, Lenny Guyton, four-wheeling through the infield. We kind of frown on that, but Lenny did a good job keeping the car underneath him as he transferred from dirt to asphalt back to dirt. Maybe Lenny just needed a little extra heat in them tires and dropped down onto the asphalt. You can clearly see his tire tracks. But, you know, Todd Sherman pulling out a new car, you got to wonder if he's saying, okay, you know, this one's Terry Hall's because, you know, any number of things go wrong, motor issues, it not set up exactly right. Got to learn how to set a new car up. These cars are pretty consistent, but certainly there is some issues to deal with on a new chassis. So there you go. But Terry Hall, he knows what he has to do to win championships. As I said, he is our defending champion, and he is the winner of this race. Frankie Luchini in second, Gary Richards third, Schrader, O'Connor, Perrine, Scott, Ott, Sherman all the way back in ninth, Bibler in 10th, Stan Smith, Brent Hull, Lenny Guyton, Brian Post, Justin Coulter, Ryan Ordway, and Mike Roediger. Your top 20. So Roediger having problems as well, and he slips farther back in the championship. You can almost count Mike Roediger out. Frankie Luchini has a slim chance. Todd Sherman now just under 50 points behind Terry Hull, and there is tonight's champion, Terry Hull.